everyone, so today I'm going to be doing that highly requested look that I wore in my last few videos. I guess you can call it my go-to fall look, and I really think that I've probably done something similar to this before, just because it's really easy, but a lot of you requested it, so here I am today. So I'm going to do it as I talk over just because I miss you guys and I haven't really been able to talk to you. So first I'm going to put my bangs away. I recently went to somebody else to get my bangs cut and let me just say it did not turn out that well, so anyway. Alrighty. So I'm going to start out with the eyes first and then do my foundation. So first off, I'm going to be using like a sticky type, actually, no I'm not. I'm going to use a primer. This is just like going to help ensure that the sticky base I'm going to put onto my lid stays there without creasing. So this is the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, and it's clear, so that's a good thing. And I also find that this one doesn't really dry out your lids, so if you have, you know, lines and crevices that are very visible, try this one. So the eyeshadow base I'm going to be using is a eye pencil, and this is by Marc Jacob. It's a gel base. You don't have to use this. You can use the Color Tattoo one. I've used it before in another tutorial that has that burgundy color. So I am going to warm it on the back of my hand first. I'm going to stretch my eye just because it makes it faster and easier to kind of get it all over the eye. So make sure you get it all the way to the lash line and then up into the crease area. So as you can see, I'm going back and forth to really get the intensity. My liner is actually kind of dried out, so I have to kind of like forcefully do it a little bit more. But if you have one that's creamier, you probably don't need to go over the eyelid this many times. But I really want the intensity. Alright, and before you let that kind of dry up, you want to blend out the edges. So I'm using a blending brush. I'm just going to blend out the edges. There is no technique to this. You just want to make sure to go back and forth in circular motions. Okay, and now onto the other eye. Alright, so now to the eyeshadow part. I use the Lorac Pro palette, and I use the color Garnet, which is this one right here. Okay, so I put it all over like this. Using that same brush just because I want the intensity, but when I blend, I'm going to be using a different brush. And now I'm blending out the edges. I'm using the brush more on a vertical end. Alright, so now a bigger brush, more like a bigger fluffy blendy brush. I'm going to go in with the color Taupe, which is right here. Just on the tip of the brush, tap it off, and then I'm just going to go around the edges that I just blend. And it's just going to help it kind of be less intense, like, you know, that gradual look from your skin tone to that color. So I'm just blending it out. Just like that. Alright, now that we just look like we have two red eyes, I want to intensify a little bit on the outer edge. So I'm using that same blending brush, the one that was clean, to blend the edges. Since I feel like the edges are pretty good and I'm not going to be blending anymore, I'm going to go into the deep purple color right here, and I'm just going to use that to deepen the outer parts of the eye. So I'm going to put it right here and swirl in circular motion, and then blend it down towards the lash line and into the crease. Just like that. Really easy and simple, but I feel like it really makes a difference. I always have to have that kind of outer V area to accentuate my eyes because my eyes are a little bit flatter. So right in here, circular motion, downwards, circular motion to blend, and then into the crease. Alright, So now I'm going to use, I try to use as least brushes as I can. So I'm going to use this pencil brush and I'm going to highlight or whatever underneath my brows and then later on use this for my bottom lashes. So I'm probably going to put a base on it first, so just like a cream color, this one right here, and it's just like a bone color, and I'm just going to put that underneath. And if you ever feel like you blend it up too much, you can always put this to kind of lower down the blending and then go back and blend a little more. That way, if you ever feel like you blend it out too much. Alright, so before we do the brows and finish off the eyes and the face, I'm going to clean it up if I have any fallouts, but because we put that sticky base on the bottom, you're not going to get as much fallout. Of course, if you can't get like the perfect shape that you want on the ends and you just went way too crazy, you can also clean up the edges with this. Alright, so now I am going to prep my skin with some moisturizer. I'm using the Embryolisse Concentrate, and a little bit of this goes a long way. I use like this much all over my whole entire face. Okay, now let's go into the brows. So lately I have been switching it up and not using my Shu Uemura one just because it was a pain for me to kind of just sharpen. So I've been really lazy. And I got the Brow Wiz by Anastasia. You know, I used to use the color Ebony, but I got it in the color Taupe, and it's so similar to my Shu Uemura one. And because my eyebrows are very, very dark, I wanted to fill them in, but I didn't want to put something super dark because I'm not into like that way defined dark stencil type of brows. I want to look more natural, and Taupe, even though it's more designed for those who have blonde hair, I think it works great. So if you also have the same type of brows as me, definitely check it out. I am just getting off of a cold, so if I sound different or manly, that is why. So how have you guys been? I have been working a lot. I used to kind of be a floater, which means like you kind of go from store to store, whichever store that needs you because someone is sick or if someone is on vacation or if they just need extra help. That's what I was. But now they have given me a store to kind of have like as my own, and I've been working on it and I've been liking it. So that is what's new with me. Alright, so that is the brows on, but don't you see like that taupe color looks really good? And I know you guys are probably like, what are these pointy things? I literally got 2 pimples right on these 2 sides, and they were like red and just like right there, but now it's kind of like a scar. So it looks like I have like this weird sharp edge. Let's see if I can brown it up. Oh, whatever, I'm gonna use some foundation to cover that up, but so random to have them perfectly right there. And now I'm going to use one of my favorites, and this is the Makeup Forever HD, what is this? Not concealer. Ultra HD Foundation Stick. It's the invisible color. Supposedly it's supposed to be like so great that even like 4K HD resolution, you can't even detect it. I doubt it, but anyways, I have it in 2 different colors. To be honest, 123, which is my original color, would have worked fine, but I feel like with my winter skin, I'm kind of pale, so I kind of want to make it perfect, especially if I've already found the perfect foundation. So I'm going to put 123 on first, and I'm just gonna do 3 stripes like that. 1 down here, down my nose. Okay, so that seems like a lot, which it is, but because I have so much redness in my eyes, I didn't want to wear like very little foundation, because then if you see any imperfections that seeks through, it kind of doesn't look as flattering. So I'm wearing the lighter color in between the stripes, so that way we can blend it. So my favorite way to actually wear this foundation on a regular basis is using my fingers, but today we are using it on a more full coverage. I am going to use a blending brush synthetic is your friend when it comes to cream products. So I'm going to just blend it in circular motions. And I find when you're on camera or there's a lot of kind of light going into your face, more exposure is what we call it. I find like a foundation that's a tad darker is going to be a lot more flattering. But no, you don't want to be a floating head. I really love this foundation. It is one of my absolute finds of ever. So if you want to know more about this foundation, definitely check out my upcoming video. It's definitely going to be worth it. Right, now on to concealer. I am going to be mixing the Naked Skin concealer with my Maybelline one, and this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, but instead of in a color, it's actually the neutralizer, so it's a really brightening yellow. And I like it because this one, to me, like I mentioned in my videos before, it's kind of gray tone because it's the neutral one. It's not as brightening, but I love the formula because it's really creamy. And I'm going to also use this on the top of my brows. And my favorite way to blend in concealer is with my Cushion Suasu, the little pad that it comes with, because it mimics your fingers without the lines and the oil. I just tap, tap, tap. Right, so I'm using the Laura Mercier setting powder. This one doesn't cause any flashback, and it is really natural looking. This is the Sigma taper brush, and I like to just set areas where I get a little oily. But with this foundation, you're gonna need to set it because it is a cream. So the bottom lash line, same thing. We're gonna just pop that onto the lash line, tight to the lash line, and then using that pencil brush, I'm going to start out with taupe, which is that neutral brown color. And I'm going to go all the way around my eye. This is really going to help that puffiness too, because it kind of camouflages it. So for my bronzer, I'm using that favorite one that I mentioned before. It's the Tom Ford one. And I'm using it on a Real Technique contour brush. I guess that's what it's called. And then I'm going to go right in here and blend it up. See how it kind of gives you a contour, but still kind of like that shimmer, not shimmer, but like glow. See? Oh, gorgeous. So for blush, I'm going to be using this blush right here that I featured in my favorites that I told you guys I was wearing that day. And this is the Rock & Republic in the color Lust. And I'm using a really fluffy brush because this is very pigmented and I didn't want to pick up too much. But it kind of goes along with that theme. It has like a little bit of shimmer in it, so it kind of goes on the skin really well. And then my favorite part is the highlighter, and this is my obsession. I wear it every single day. It's like my favorite product, and it's this one right here. It's the What's Up, and I actually put it on to my fingers, and then I just tap it. And it works with powdering my face, it doesn't matter. It still goes on it so gorgeously. Look. I have the glow from the bronzer, I got the glow from this, and it just looks amazing. So our eyes are coming together, our face is coming together. Now let's get back to the eyes. I am going to put black liner on the top, and I'm just gonna do it kind of just really close to the lash line. And then with that same flat brush that I used earlier on the lash line, bottom lash line, I'm just gonna blend it out. Like, even though you kind of want it to look smudgy, you still want it to be kind of precise in a way. You don't want it to be too muddy. See how the eyeliner kind of just makes it a little bit different? You can definitely not put eyeliner and kind of make it look more sultry, but I'm wearing lashes. Oh yeah, and I had some people comment saying like, oh my gosh, if you can't wear lashes, don't wear them. Why do you always wear it? And then this part right here is always lifted up. I have two answers. One is because I have eczema and I have an eczema patch right there. So I can't really put glue there because it doesn't latch on because it's like a dry skin patch. So I just kind of like leave it like that, and I'm fine with it. I really don't care. I just want the effect of lashes, especially when I'm on camera. Second of all, like, I don't really care. So I guess I only have one reason, but my second reason of why I'm kind of like explaining myself is I'm kind of tired of seeing that. But my eczema is getting better. I am putting like steroid cream on it. It's getting better, so hopefully today I won't be bugging anyone. So I'm wearing the Lorac Pro, and I'm so sorry, it says pink taupe and then it says rose taupe. So the last thing I saw was rose taupe, so that's what I put down, and I kept looking, I'm like, that's what it says. But I think it's pink taupe, but it says pink taupe, rose taupe. I'm gonna put it on. Feels so creamy and matte at the same time. Alright, now hopefully my glue is a little tacky. Put on the lashes. Of course, moment of silence because can't be talking.